Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and I am back today with another video. So you may notice that the lighting is improved and so is the audio. So I'm using this corded device right here to be able to get a better quality sound. And then I also have a ring light that I'm now using, so it will help make the white balance correct. Hopefully now the video quality and the audio quality is good. I mean, let's only hope. So the items I have here, I actually am doing this the second time. I recorded this before, but it was, oh gosh, last week. I had a lot going on, and I guess I didn't really get a chance to go through these items. Here's a couple spoons. Wonder if they're silver. No, that's plated. And that's overlaid. So why are they keeping two random spoons? This is what I think of whenever I think of people and they're like, oh, we've got all these old antiques and they're worth so much money. And you have two random spoons that are silver plate. They don't even match. They're scratched up, tarnishing, and you're saving them. Pretty much the first time I was looking at them. So now that I've had a chance to take a look at these things, I can sort of process them better. So all of these items here, I picked up at a person's house. Now I ran into this lady at a yard sale and she found out that I resell. So she said, well, I have stuff in my garage from my mom that we're wanting to get rid of. So I went over to her place. She gave me a call maybe like a week later. And I went over there, I shuffled through the boxes and I said, oh, I'll give you $150 for this stuff. So what I was noticing first was a fan like this. There was like a little Singer sewing machine salesman sample that's kind of hanging out over here. I noticed there was some toys that I'll show you, Halloween, different things like that. So I was kind of adding it up in my head, and I think I might have made a mistake in the purchase price. In fact, looking back, I think I did. But that didn't happen, so she was like, well, let me think about it. So she told her brother about it, and then I called the next day. The day after I went, I called because I wanted to line up my day. So I gave him a call. I said, what are you thinking on the price? And she said, well, I'm not happy, or my brother's not happy with the price. He thought it would be worth a lot more. So I said, well, okay. And she said, and you know, some of these things are worth $50 on eBay, and we might want to just sell them ourselves. So I said, well, that's okay. I mean, just make sure you're looking at the sold prices, not the active listing prices. So she said, okay. Well, later that same day that I pretty much got declined on this stuff, I found out about the other stuff where I had those 6 long videos. I believe it was like 6 videos. And that turned out to be really, really good. So this, so that was really well. I got all those other videos done, and then like 2 days after I had the house full of that stuff, I found out from her that, you can have this for $200. Still going off of memory here and thinking like, I guess building it up better in my mind, I was like, okay, $200, that's fine. So I go over there, pick it up, and as I see it a second time, I'm finding that I shouldn't have offered $200. It's really not worth that much. So a lot of the stuff is the kind of stuff that I would get for very little prices at auctions. I would not pay very much at all for a lot of this stuff. But there are a couple showstoppers here that I will show you. So first up, I feel like I am talking way too much, but it's really imperative to preface. So here we have this really cool Art Deco heavy fan, metal fan. It's a 4-blade fan, and it's in pretty rough shape, lots of rust and things. Let's see if you can see that. You can see it now. Wow, isn't that nice? Lots of rust, and there's black. So a fan like this, if it works, is worth about $30. If it does not work, it's worth arguably next to nothing. So, but I think that even still, a fan like this, oh, I didn't tell you, it really doesn't work. So I plugged it in, it wasn't working. I was adjusting the knobs, and after I played with it a little bit, the blade started to rotate. It did about 2 rotations, and then it went, and it just kind of stopped. And so I unplugged it quickly, so I don't want to burn up that motor. I think that the motor is pretty much dirty inside, so it needs to be cleaned. I'm not going to do that. So as it is, I'm going to try to get like $10 or $15 out of it in the booth. Historically, these fans don't go very quickly or for very much around here. I mean, probably in more population dense areas such as California, New York, these would probably be very desirable, but around here, they're sort of a dime a dozen. Okay, so half and half can, that's pretty nice. I am talking too much. I get a lot of flack for it. A lot of people hate that. Can't help it. This stuff brings me happiness. I go da 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 da. I just talk. Hopman's 10 here. So these are items that again I would pay probably next to nothing for usually. We have a bag of yo-yos. Now here's an example of something that somebody decided was the value. On the bag it says approximately $10 each. Now these are yo-yos, and yo-yos are worth sometimes $10 a piece, but not all of these. So I'll tell you, the majority of them have carved initials in them, and I think that really affects the price negatively. Not only that, this one, for instance, is not even together anymore. It just kind of slides apart. And lastly, most of these are also missing their string. So all of that, you know, they're probably worth $1, $2 a piece. I currently have these listed on eBay. Now, I don't know when this video is going up and when that listing will end, if it had any bids on it. This is probably the best yo-yo out of the bunch. This is a Duncan Super Yo-Yo with this sprayed stripe on there. I think that's really cool. But the rest of these, now there are also two tops, wood tops. Those are nice, but $10 a piece, no. So that is an example of, so basically these people were thinking that what they had was worth a lot more, and that was my fault in not educating them maybe, and telling them, no, you don't have $50 item here, $50 item here. So that was a problem, and I should have addressed that when it was brought up, and not just, I guess, said, well, you list it if you want. That hurt me. Okay, two things that I really do like about this grouping here, this bunch of stuff I bought. Musical instrument. What? No, vintage Halloween. And it has this little lady on here with her broom. These go for about 15 bucks a piece online. I have two of them. This one, it's a noisemaker. So let's move this away from the microphone, like that. And then we have this one here with this kitten, cat, black cat. So those two for the pair, about $30 together. There was lots of little things, and like I said, I recorded this video once before, but I spent way too much time on a whole bunch of little trinkety-dinketies, like things that just nobody wants really, or if they do, they're like $1, $2 a piece. These are part of that, and what I think is kind of cool. This is Nickel brand chocolate flavor laxative tablets, right there. And then here is Anacin analgesic tablets. I cannot pronounce that. Analgesic. I think it's analgesic tablets. And they're little tins. So I have a pair of these currently on eBay for the time being. And I get the question often, how do I know what goes on eBay and Etsy? And it really just depends on my mood. Most everything does go, if it's going to go online, to Etsy, but there are some select things like these yo-yos. I just want a quick and dirty sale. Get them out of there. So I don't really care much for them. I lot them, put a big lot together, and they're on eBay, I think in an auction format. I also already sold one thing out of the grouping, which was also something that they said was worth like $50 by itself. It was a rubber by, I believe, Sun Plastic or Sun Rubber Company, S-U-N, and it was a Donald Duck in a car, rubber car, about this big. Said like $48 on the plastic bag that it was in. I looked it up and it's worth literally about $15. Actually sold prices. Now, that said, some people do have them listed for higher, but they're not selling for that. This is also a Halloween item here, but it's not in great shape. It's missing part of his torso right here. Well, actually it would have been an arm that would have kind of flailed out like this, but I don't have the arm either. So if this was in working shape, and actually it's a wind-up toy and it doesn't wind up in work either. If it was in working shape, it's worth somewhere about $35, $45. As it is, I'm not sure if it much has a value, but it still does look neat, and I think I could probably squeeze like 12 bucks out of it online. In fact, I might just group all these Halloween toys together, and that could bring it up to the $40 mark or so, if I'm lucky. So yeah, there were also a few of these paper products, ephemera, in the grouping. I don't know what to call this, in my kind of mistake purchase, but this is a 1910 calendar, and it's in this plastic sleeve. I think it's pretty darn swell. And I haven't actually opened it up. Now's a good time. Let's see. It's just a calendar, so it's 1910, and there it is in use. Just kind of slide through there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. There's also a postcard from 1910, Happy New Year. It's a calendar postcard. No writing on the back, so that's pretty cool. And then this one here is a very in great shape Eastern Airlines postcard. I don't see a date on it. Well, the domestic rates is 4 cents. So we could probably figure it out by that. And whenever Eastern Airlines was in service, and by the model of the plane probably. So this looks like a 1940s airplane. So yeah, there's that. Now this one here, it says your own little private payphone. This is a toy in this really cool box. And I thought this might be pretty prevalent online, but it's not, which, I don't know. It makes it a little bit more harder to figure out a price for it, but it has really fun graphics inside. What I think I'm gonna do for this is put it online at about between $15 and $20 plus shipping. And that said, I do include shipping, so that means I'm gonna bump up the price to whatever the shipping is. For something like this, the shipping is probably gonna add another $5 to it. So we're looking at between $20 and $25 all said on that little toy there. Now these here, I thought they were really interesting and desirable. They are little advertising pencils, and they have fun graphics on them. This one's sort of a marbled finish. Well, there's a few marbled finish ones in here. You can see the marbled texture to it. They are advertising, and some of these are Ford, and there's a bunny bread one in here. Is that what it was? Bunny bread, or, and there's a milk one. Where'd that one go? Well, yeah, it's Wonder Bread. Wait, isn't that the same? Bunny bread, Wonder Bread, Wonder Bread. No, I think those are two different companies. Anyways, Wonder Bread, and this one's shaped like a nail. Okay, so there's a few shaped like a nail, some shaped like a pencil, but I was confused because I'm like, well, why are there so many different companies? So this one says drive the new Ford. Oh, see, that's no good. Does that have a timer on it? Well, let me fix this. Okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened with that. If it keeps up that attitude, I think I'm gonna have to return it and get something a little bit different. We will see though. Okay, so these pencils are not advertising pencils. What they are sample pencils. So if you had a company and you wanted to order pencils for your business, here are the different options that you could choose. So they are all slightly different in one way or the other, but they do have one thing in common. They share this little number at the bottom of the pencil. See if you can see that. It probably won't focus, but hey, look, you can see the color at least. So there is a little number there, and they all share a slightly different number, 89, 88, 87, so on. So yeah, you could choose what pencil you want for your business. I also got this really fun thing of jacks. So we have here some red dice, and some jacks and a little bouncy ball. Those are real fun, and I don't know, I'll probably hang on to those, or I'm not quite sure yet what I'm gonna do with those. I need to speed it up. Okay, also included was this tray. Now this is metal, and this is made by Lionel. The rest of the train I do have, including the track. And I was saying to her, and I didn't really do a lot of digging in the box to see what all the pieces looked like, but I said, well, this is interesting, but it probably doesn't work anymore. And she's like, oh, it will, because my parents kept things well. Or See, I'm not used to dealing with people like this and well, what I mean is dealing directly with the people. And I don't know a great tactful way to say, well, it probably doesn't work regardless, but it doesn't work. I mean, all of the tracks are corroded. I probably could have visually saw that whenever I was there, but I didn't. So yeah, the tracks are not in great shape. This is the only real substantial piece. It's made of metal. The rest of the cars are plastic. So this is purely decoration at this point. There were some china pieces, and I expressed to her that I really did not want the china, but everything was included, right? So like I said, I paid $200 for everything. This is Remington Fine China by Red Sea, and it's a kind of a pretty pattern, as you can see there. And there's a good number of pieces in the set that I do have. So we will see what that does online. Probably not too great, but even if it does sell pretty well, it's a lot of china, and I generally don't like shipping china. This here is a little Hawaiian doll, and it says Momi, Pearl in quotation marks is her name. I guess Momi stands for Pearl. And it says beautiful Hawaiian doll. So we have this little girl here. She has a lei, a pink lei, and her hat is in not great shape. It's been a little bit torn up into bits, but there she is. And yeah, I did check this one out online. I thought, well, maybe Hawaiian dolls go for pretty good money because I don't think there's quite a lot of them, right? It goes for like 10 bucks or so. I got 2 decanters, and I usually don't buy decanters because, well, they're not my thing. But this is Jim Beam, and it's of a cute elephant, and I like that one because I think it's pretty darn cute. So there's that one there. And then the other decanter is this one here, mid-century. Looks like a vase, and it has this weeping gold. You can see the gold texturing on there. And yeah, it's pretty, I like that one quite a bit as well. So I like them. They're visually appealing. I did mention a salesman sample, and it can also be considered a toy. I'm not quite sure what this really falls under, but there are quite a good number of these online, both active, well, there's just a good number of them. And they sell for between $80 and $100. So hopefully with this one piece right here, I can sort of recoup a lot of that $200 that I spent. But even these things here that I'm choosing to show you, because there's quite a lot that doesn't really have much value, even these don't really pack a lot of punch to chip away at that $200 that I spent. So it's gonna be a hurdle just getting back my money, is what I'm saying. So here we are, $80 to $100, Singer sewing machine. It did it again. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, I'm back. So I'm thinking, we'll see. I'm thinking that light is a little bit too much for my plug to handle. So strangely enough, this plug that comes off the light is USB, and I have an adapter for the USB that plugs into. So it's like a little socket, and then that socket plugs into the wall. It's like a little USB brick. Well, so I just plugged it into my laptop, so maybe it's better suited for just going straight to the power rather than through a secondary adapter. We'll see. I'm losing my patience though. All right, so that is the Singer sewing machine. This item here is very cool, and it's of this chalkware. No! Oh my God. Let's leave it at that slight weird angle. I think I'm destined not to film this video is probably what it is. Okay, you're gonna be slightly turned a little because that's the way it has to be. So we have this we have this lady, and she's chalkware. It's a lamp, by the way, and under her dress, whoop, you'll see. So it's pretty cool. And chalkware, it's a little chipped right there, but all considered, she is pretty good, in pretty good shape. I'm almost done. There was a box of Melmac plasticware, and it's right here. This is Linotex, so not Melmac, but it's plasticware. And it comes with some plates too. The plates are pretty scratched up. Just in that solid blue, we have like the bowls, the serving bowl, some little saucers, dessert plates, and then I have this fun pattern. Oh, here I thought this was the answer to everything. Here, we'll do it like that. No! It was gonna go the other way. Oh my gosh. No. Okay, don't move. These cups right here. Okay, don't move. And then has the blue. The blue. Okay, not move. And then the plates. Okay. So these have some scratches on them, and there's 6 pieces of everything. Okay. There's also a quilt, a baby quilt, and it has embroidered animal. Ah! I wasn't kidding. And it has embroidered animals. Here, we'll just stand up. And it has, oh, it's sinking. Whoops. Here, hold on. and it has embroidered animals on it. And it's a baby blanket. It's not that large. And then the last thing in the haul, yeah, we're almost done. Here, let me move you up. Hi. So the last thing in the haul is this Blendo, and it has a pitcher, blue pitcher. I just got a purple one of this pitcher. I'm holding this stand so it doesn't fall. Just got a purple pitcher, just like this. Same shape and everything, but this is a Blendo blue turquoise pitcher, and it does come with the 6 cups. They are rainbow, all different colors. We have orange, purple, green, just like that. So these sell as a set for about between 30 and 40 bucks in the antique booth. You can sell them online. It's just a lot more shipping to deal with. And I feel like the price has come down a little bit over the last couple of years on the Blendo. So yeah, I generally don't really buy it, but it was part of the deal. Like I said, oh, what else did I say? There was something else to be said. I did buy, also included with this was a big heavy metal bed frame, and I went ahead and I took it with me, but it's very heavy. Now the side rails are no longer usable. It doesn't attach to the headboard anymore. So for that, we can't use it as a bed. But I put it out in the yard, took photos of it, and I'm just advertising it as lawn art. So if you put it up against your house and have roses and use it sort of like a trellis, I think it'll look very nice, and it's so heavy that it's not going to blow away. But that is basically the haul. I feel like I'm forgetting one thing. I guess not. Oh yeah, there's also a portable record player. I'm not going to grab it, it's under the table. It's a portable record player. It sells for about 20 bucks. And it's going to go in the booth, and that was also included. So I will probably make my money back over time eventually. I can't really say much more about that if I'm going to make over the $200 and actually come ahead with any money, regardless of how much work I put in. So that's just a mistake on my part. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video, and yeah, I'm going to return this stupid thing. So anyways, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye-bye.